Welcome to the 3D Ghost universe, a place dedicated to 3D creation and 3D printing. In this video, we will see how to increase the speed of your 3D printings without losing quality. So, I am now ready to prepare the G code in order to print my low poly dog. So, I'm taking a look at the size of my dog. 15 centimeters, sorry. Hi, it's a good piece, it's something that will be okay for me, it's a good decorative object. Okay, it's clean, so I will print it with the filament with a 0.4mm nozzle. I will go to the default super quality profile from Ultimaker Cura. So I will not change a lot of things. We would say that everything is okay for me. If you want more details about the settings, you can watch this video about my Ultimaker Cura best settings. So everything is okay for me, except the fact that I want to create a brim for adhesion, because it will be easier with a brim. And of course, regarding the shape of the dog, I want some supports. And I want supports everywhere because I will need supports right here for the tail. And by everywhere, it will mean that the supports will begin on the back of the dog in order to support the tail. If you want more details about support, I have a specific video for you. So let's generate the slicing. Okay, 24 hours. It's long, but you know, it's 3D printing. 3D printing is long. So let's go for a preview. Okay. It seems to be good for me, so if I want to have a quickest print, of course, the first thing that I'm thinking about is to increase the speed. Right here, increase the speed of the print. This is what Ultimaker Cura is telling me to work with regarding my 3D printer, but I can go to the max. And I can slice. Okay, as you can see, it's now 17 hours instead of 24. So it's really, really good in theory, because to be honest with you, I tried to increase the speed and each and every time it created some problems, adhesion problems, quality problems, bad extrusions. So for me, this option is not an option. I will always stay for a decorative object, for something that I want to be good, with this recommendation, this automatic print speed. Let's slice again, of course, 24 hours. We knew the result. Okay, so what other thing can I do to change the speed? As you can see, you have a lot of support. So if I disable generate supports, wow, 10 hours for the supports. Okay, but what will be the effect on the print to have no supports? Nothing at the very beginning, but then we will have a problem because the print will not be able to begin here because there is nothing and you cannot print, you cannot put some plastic on nothing, of course. So you can imagine that the quality on the belly of the dog will not be great, And here you can see the result of some printings without supports, and the result is a very poor quality. The second big problem will be that once again you cannot print on nothing, so the tail will have a problem too. And here you can see the result after printing. You have a complete tail on the top and incomplete tail on the bottom. And then you have this angle. It's not a rough angle, but it's an angle that will need some support if you want something perfect. But without support, we will say that maybe it will be okay. So what we can do is that we will generate support, but we will not generate support everywhere, and we will use an add-on in order to block the support for the face. By creating this block that I will resize in order to fill the head of the dog, I will say to Cura that in this area I don't want to generate any supports. When I'm slicing and I will go to the preview, you will see that I will have the supports needed here and here, but nothing here. So as you can see, we saved 3 hours and a little bit of materials. Once again, it's your choice. You can see the difference between with and without support on the photographies. For a decorative object, if you want something clean, for me, it's better to wait. After playing with the supports, the second thing that you can do is changing the infill of the object. We are saying that this is a decorative object, so you don't have to have a really tough, hard object. So the infill of 20, you have to know that for a decorative object, we can go with 10. This is a minimum that I'm using. I will not go lower than 10%. But 10%, the object will be really light, but for a decorative object, it's not a problem. Of course, if you are working for a specific industrial thing or a tool or something like that, you will need to have a huge infill. But as you can see, it's almost 1 hour, I think, left. So with those two corrections, it's now 19 hours instead of 24. In theory, because in the real life, maybe it will take 1 hour or 1 hour and a half of difference, or maybe 30 minutes. It depends. This is not exactly the reality, but it's a good idea. It's a good idea of the fact that you will have to let the printer all night long, for example. So what is the last thing that I can do in order to have a quicker print? Well, I can simply decide to change the nozzle and to have a bigger one in order to increase the speed, but it will have an impact on the quality, so I have to find the good one. And in this case, 0.6 will be the magic number because it's a decorative object, but it's a low poly object that don't have so many details. Okay, the changes for the brim, for the support, and for the infill, I want to keep my changes. But as you can see, automatically the profile changed to standard quality. You cannot have a super quality with 0.6 nozzle. And as you can see, we save a lot of time thanks to the change of nozzle. My advice, if you want to work quickly, if you want to print quickly for this kind of object, is to increase the size of the nozzle, is to decrease or to go lower with the infill of the dog, and maybe to block some of the supports. But to be honest with you, never I will touch the speed of the print, because I can clearly say that each and every time that I tried, it was the big fail. So finally, if I want to print this dog, I will try with a 0.6 nozzle with a standard quality profile. I will generate supports, and to be honest, I will generate supports everywhere, so I will remove this blocker and I will have a brim for adhesion, and to be complete about it, this is the kind of object that I will print not directly on the bed, but on a double-sided tape. You can watch this video about adhesion and why I'm telling that. So working with double-sided. Okay, sorry. So working with a double-sided tape, I will not have to work with an hot bed. So where is the temperature? Okay, I'm lost. If I'm lost, of course, it will be easier. So build plate temperature, we can go to 0. I know that for my PLA, it will be 220. I changed it. The temperature will not work on the time, so you have to adapt to your material and the way you want to print on the bed. Okay, enable retraction like always. And it's okay for me, for the support, for the brim. And I will slice. Okay, 12 hours. So we save half of the time by changing the nozzle and the infield. So we will have a try. I think that the dog will be with the good quality. And the first look at the result is a confirmation of that. We can see a good print, we can see the supports, and we can see that all the object is correctly printed. After removing the supports, we have few extra materials to remove, but it's a quick work and the result is quite satisfying. When you will have the first look between the 0.4 nozzle print and the 0.6 nozzle print, you will see no difference. But when you will have a closer look, you will see more details on the 0.4 mm nozzle. So it will be your choice to decide if those details worth a 24-hour print instead of a 12-hour print.